Hello YouTube, this is Darkspineslayer and welcome back guys to a brand new vlog review. We're going to be doing something a little different today. Up until now my channel's primarily been focused on Nintendo. I want to show that I'm a little more than Nintendo. I'm a deep guy, I got some other interests. So today we're going to talk about a little game called PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Is totally not Sony Smash Bros. I don't know who told you that, just stop. Anyways, PlayStation All-Stars late 2012 game, I believe. It definitely has its own identity. Let's just jump right into it. Gameplay takes... You got 3 different attack buttons, and in combination with the direction, you got a ton of moves. Battles take place in enclosed arenas, and these arenas frequently have hazards. And these arenas frequently have hazards based on different Sony franchises. Usually a mashup of 2. You got some weird ones like Loco Roco and Metal Gear, or God of War and Patapon. They're fun to see, they're visually pleasing. Kind of getting back to the 3 buttons for a second. That's kind of overstuffed in my mind. I usually tend to forget about circle button attacks. Maybe that's just me being raised on Smash Bros, but it does seem a little much. And, the kind of the central focus of the game, whereas Smash Bros would have you focusing on not sending your opponents flying off the stage, All-Stars doesn't really do that. All-Stars has its own kind of thing where what you're doing is you're building a super meter through your attacks. Your attacks don't cause any noticeable damage to your opponents, but they build this super meter, and that's kind of both your killing device and your damage. If you get hit, you'll lose meter. If you hit others, you'll gain meter. You build up to 3 levels of meter, and that's kind of your kill option. There really is no other kill option in this game other than hit with a super, and that's kind of where the game loses a bit of focus, having so few killing options. I mean, if you want to break it, if you want to oversimplify it, Smash Bros. Just had knock this guy off the stage. There was a lot of ways to knock a guy off the stage. You could meteor smash, you could send him flying, you could damage him until he could no longer recover, you could edge guard to keep him from recovering, all that sort of stuff. All-Stars doesn't really have that sort of depth. You either hit with your super or you don't. Like I said, there's 3 levels of super. You have level 1, which is usually pretty easy to dodge or miss with. Level 2, little bit easier to hit multiple people with. And level 3, which is usually just a screen nuke almost with a lot of characters. Yeah, let's kind of move on to the cast. Obviously PlayStation never could hope to live up to Nintendo when it came to the cast, the All-Stars that Nintendo has. They just couldn't do it. They made a valiant effort though with we got some heavy hitters like Sly Cooper, Sackboy, Parappa the Rappa, Nathan Drake, Kratos. For some reason, Big Daddy from BioShock is apparently a PlayStation All-Star, and we have Raiden in his Metal Gear Rising incarnation, which I guess is kind of what they were left with, because Snake is in Brawl. Oh, Sony. But, there's a distinct lack of all-starness to the cast. I mean, the cast is diverse, the cast is pretty interesting, a lot of gun-toting combatants like Nathan Drake and Radek. I don't think they fit very well into the kind of gameplay. I mean, they made it work, but they don't feel quite as smoothly incorporated as, say, Kratos, where he seems to fit right in with his melee abilities. There's a distinct lack of PlayStation 1 All-Stars, pretty much limiting us to Parappa, as far as I recall. Okay, Parappa and technically Heihachi, I guess. But, that's really about it for PS1 All-Stars. We're missing, obviously through no fault of Sony, because these are owned by other people now. Distinct lack of Crash and Spyro. What the fuck? But, you can't really fault that on the game. You can't really fault that on Sony. It's just kind of something that was out of their control. I did kind of touch on just how how few kill options you're given and how unbalanced that can make the game. You have some characters like Ratchet and Clank, where their level 1 and level 2 supers are pretty much useless, and then you have characters like Kratos or Raiden or Sackboy, where their level 1 or 2 supers can easily take out multiple opponents. It's a little unbalanced in that way too. And the stages, while visually distinctive, they definitely lack identity. Like, playing Smash, there's different strategies to be employed in Hyrule Temple versus Corneria, for instance. There's not really that kind of thing going on with All-Stars. It's kind of the same wherever you go. You might be dodging a different hazard. It might be Patapon spears versus Metal Gear missiles. The stages, visually different, are functionally the same. But, let's wrap this up. Do I think PlayStation All-Stars is a bad game? No. It is definitely a sophomore effort, if not a junior effort. Remember, Smash Bros. Even took the N64 version to become amazing. But, I don't think we're seeing another one out of this series. Do I think it's a bad game? No. Do I think it's unbalanced, lacking? Definitely. Do I have a lot of fun with it when I play with some friends online? I definitely do. Would I recommend you pick this up? Maybe at $20, and you get the PlayStation Vita version with it, which is functionally identical. So, yeah. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Buy it cheap. Until next time, stay classy, YouTube.